This is Victor Mukasa here at the Victor Mukasa Show. I greet you all and I welcome you to the Victor Mukasa Show today. Today is Tuesday, October the 5th of 2021. And today, all our lenses and microphones are going to be focused on the West African country of Ghana. Ghana, where a very dangerous anti homosexuality bill has been recently tabled in Parliament. This bill has been dubbed, and it's a long name, the Promotion of Proper Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill 2021. I think that by now you're all familiar with anti-gay bills that have been tabled in Africa. Some passed into law, nullified, some did not go through. But if you remember very well, at the beginning of this decade in Uganda, there was battling of the Kill the Gays bill, the anti-homosexuality bill of 2009. And this bill actually passed into law. So it is a reality that when bills are tabled in Africa, if we do not fight them, they could actually pass into law. So this is what we are faced with today: the promotion of proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values bill 2021. It was championed by 8 members of parliament. I understand 7 of them were from the opposition, while 1 is from the ruling party. It is being tabled in Ghana, where we know that homosexuality is already illegal. Here on the show today, I am very, very honored to welcome one of the leading activists, LGBT activist in Ghana, an activist who has been very instrumental in the fight for equality in his home country of Ghana, not only there, but also on the continent of Africa. Magdalene Kobina is somebody that I have worked with in the past over a decade ago, and I am so honored to have you here, Magdalene. Welcome to the show, Magdalene Kobina.
Yeah, thank you, Victor.
Yes, Magdalene is the executive director of the leading organization in Ghana known as Center for Popular Education and Human Rights, Ghana. And I am so pleased to have him here today. Magdalene, please say hi to our viewers and listeners on the podcast.
Hi, viewers. Thank you for listening to me or watching me, and I'm so grateful to you are listening to me. I appreciate your support and your continuous listening.
Yes, Magdalene has always had that smile you have seen there, and I'm not surprised that a decade later when we meet, he is still the smiley Magdalene Kobina. Magdalene, what brings you here today is to address and help us understand what is happening in Ghana today. We've always known that homosexuality is illegal in Ghana. We know that you already had laws criminalizing LGBT people, probably vague, but they were existent. Could you please tell us what those laws are and why the need for a new law?
Okay, so I think for us in Ghana, we've always known there's a law against homosexuality. We've been working around the laws and then making sure that people are abiding and conforming to the standards that are around the laws. There's not been any issues about crumbling for gay marriage or LGBT same-sex marriage in Ghana currently. But the proposed bill currently seeks to actually bring to the table the issue about same-sex marriage, which no one is actually thinking of currently. And then also criminalizing other things like gagging people, especially allies, as to what they can speak and what they shouldn't speak about. And then if you speak for, then it means you are branded gay or lesbian yourself. If you speak against, then you are a hero. And so that's how the bill is looking at it. And so it's also trying to gag parliamentarians as to what they should support and what they shouldn't support. And even those who are championing are saying, oh, if you speak against the bill, then they are going to tell your constituents that, okay, you are against the bill, and so they should vote against you. So it's more like a bill being pushed by the West. The West, because as Ghanaians, we've not known such hate within the system before. We've always been here. We've been supporting our people. We've been working with our people. We've been providing help when needed. This bill actually seeks to criminalize everyone. It means that if you are even providing health service for a person who identifies LGBT in the closet or anything, you are supposed to out the person, or else you are a criminal yourself. If you are, for instance, on your show, if you decide to do a show that even talks about LGBTI issues, automatically you're a criminal because because of the show you are hosting and then discussing LGBTI issues. So I have a challenge in terms of the kind of the bill, the language in terms of when it's not allowing people the right to choose. Because when you go into the Bible, where most of them are citing their issues from, God actually gave people the right to choose whom they will serve, and then whether they will serve the gods of their forefathers or they will serve Him or anything. And so for me, what I have known is that God actually wants people to have that right to choose.
Yes.
But this bill is not giving anyone the right to choose whom to serve. It's like serve anybody. You should serve only our God. You should conform to society. And that's where the challenge has been. Conforming to the societal values is a big challenge for us, because we all know that there are different diversity of people, like diverse people within the society, and we cannot always conform to the same standards and values systems at any given time. So that's where we have that challenge in terms of gagging people, and then partners, allies, and everyone in terms of what to believe in and what to follow and what to speak for and or against. Okay. It's a big deal for us. It's more like since the community we work in has been, we've been having a lot of violence, abuse against LGBTI persons, and then people sometimes find it very difficult to report such violence. We see this bill as coming to also reinforce such violence. We see this bill as coming to destroy the progress that have been made in terms of reduction of HIV and health.
A lot of progress that you guys have made.
It's also coming to reduce that. We know that it will also bring a lot increased violence within the communities where people live.
Right there at the violence, McDarling. Thank you so much for that overview on this bill. This bill, when was it introduced? When was it introduced? Or, when did these 8 members of parliament show up?
The bill came in after what was called the LGBT evangelicals from the US. What is it? The name has even escaped. Proper Human Sexual Values, and they came to actually have a conference in Ghana.
Okay.
And so when they had a conference, and
was that this year?
I think earlier this year or late last year.
Okay.
So just immediately after the conference, then the threats started coming from them. So this is not like a Ghanaian bill that is coming from Ghanaian parliamentarians.
It's
but then It's from the West, actually.
It
When it
is so
came,
interesting because this is similar to what happened in Uganda more than a decade ago. That evangelicals, right wing evangelicals, came from America into Uganda with a conference, and out of this conference, a bill was inspired. And you are saying that this is the same process that took place in Ghana. And I
yes,
hope that at some point you recall the name of the group that came to Ghana, so that our listeners and viewers and supporters of human rights in Africa and elsewhere can know who these people are. Now, if these people came probably earlier this year, the bill was tabled this year. Has anything changed? I mean, it's not yet in its final stages. It's not yet with the president, President Nana Akufo-Addo. It's not yet there to be signed into law. I remember that in Uganda, when the bill was tabled, during those debates, violence increased. How has it been in Ghana since the introduction of the bill?
since the introduction of the bill, what we've seen a lot of violence within the communities. We've seen an increase in blackmail and extortion
Mhm.
cases. We've seen even police officers using their platforms to lure LGBTI persons into sectors where they abuse them, and then they extort money from them because if you don't, we will expose you. We will show your face. We will give you up to the community. So that's where we've seen. That's what we've seen so far.
Mm,
And then we've also seen the dramatic one. It was been with the numbers of persons accessing services, health services, has also reduced because
mm.
most people who are accessing health services are scared of the current environment, and so they think
Yeah,
that yes, we will not go to the health facility because when we go, they might expose us or give us up to be
the
arrested or something.
authorities, yes.
Yeah, so it means that there are people. So for the project that we are working on, for the first time we've recorded a B. Is it B? B rating, which means that it means that the numbers that are accessing services have reduced, and then most people are drawing back into the closet. And what
Mm,
the challenge that could cause is that it means that the fight against HIV and other health-related problems is going to be increasing in the
yeah.
coming days and the coming years, because it means that people are going to go underground again.
And they don't
And
have services.
and
You must
yes,
give them the knowledge and the
yes,
information.
yes. And so, in terms of us giving them access to services and the knowledge, education that goes on within the communities, that is also going to be a challenge for us. It means that even when someone is even carrying a material, doing a community education, sensitization within the community, that
Yeah.
person becomes a criminal for just doing that. And that is for us a big challenge in that. For me, as a leader, championing the issues of rights and of minorities, it means that personally I'm also a criminal, and then
Yes.
I should be arrested or put forward for prosecution, and so that is where the question comes in as to what do we talk about in terms of what are the rights, the freedom of choice, the right freedom of expression, the freedom
Mhm.
or the right to privacy, the
Mm.
right to a thought, and all those things. Where do we put those things in this context? Because it
It
means
just
that,
shows that this bill is very unconstitutional.
of course, because the Constitution so guarantees us some freedom,
Mm.
because we are not. Our work is not to be recruiting or promoting or bringing people and said, come here. We want
Mm.
to teach you how to become homosexuals, or
Yeah.
want to teach you how to engage in same-sex activity. Our work seeks to support persons who are already LGBTI person to live their full, to live to their full potential in terms of citizens, and then pay their taxes and support the system so that the system should support them in terms back in terms of their health and their well-being and everything. But then this bill is actually trying to say that, yes, you cannot even be supported in that regard when you need health services. You should be exposed. And the difficult part is even the issue about intersex children or persons and everything. The bill is proposing some assignment and all those things should be forwarded to them and to some persons who will do this gender reassignment or anything.
That will be illegal.
That it will be illegal because it's against the right of the child to do this sexual reassignment or anything at that stage of the life of the child. So there are so many other areas that when you look at this bill, you think that, yes, this is no.
I think that it is a bill that criminalizes Ghanaians because families have members who are LGBT. Are they going to hand them over to the authorities? The doctors, the pastors, the teachers, our friends in the villages all over Accra, are they going to become illegal? This is a very unconstitutional bill. But Darling, I just wanted to check. What role are the local religious leaders playing, or what is their take? The Christians, I think you're predominantly Christian in Ghana. You can correct me on that. But we also know that you have Muslim leaders, and I think that I have had some voices from there. What is the scenario there when it comes to the religious leaders?
I would say that some religious leaders have come out to confirm that, okay, they are not in support of LGBTI persons, but then they are not also calling for any violence against LGBTI persons. So they've come out to clarify that portion of their stance on the issues. Some have also come out to actually condemn and also call for the bill and reinforcing that the bill is very important to make sure that the system is checked to avoid same-sex marriage coming into the country. So personally, that's where we are now. But the truth is that the bill and the existing laws already, it looked like how do we call it? Rewinding, like the same thing. It's the same existing law that is being put into an American version of a law that is coming in to.
Yes, because America has actually exported its religious wars and it has exported its homophobic values. They do not sell here anymore.
Yeah.
These religious evangelicals who are pro-family, and because they don't have the market here, they are now enforcing it on Africa, and that is really, really sad. But one of the things that they have here is what you call this kind of therapy. What is it called?
Conversion therapy.
Conversion therapy. They have it here. And is it something that the bill is addressing in particular? And what does the judge say about that?
The bill actually mentions that anyone who is caught should be handed over, and then is going to go through that process of conversion therapy. And then when you ask, okay, where is the location? Because they said they've set up hospitals for such. Where is the location of such hospitals?
Wait a minute, Darling. They say they have set up institutions to treat people of homosexuality?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, and they claim that they've actually treated some persons already. So there are some persons within the system who have already been trained already, who have also already gone through the therapy, and they are all doing fine. But the truth is that we've also had calls, we've had messages, we've had issues with people calling who
Yes.
will tell you that, sorry, I went to speak to this pastor, and then he's now blackmailing me with what I disclosed to the pastor. And so it's not an intention for me to do that. But then because I'm being blackmailed, I'm forced
Mhm.
to keep quiet. And so if the community will forgive me for that. So we've had some of these also uh, calls coming back in terms of people apologizing that they want to be accepted back into the fold. So it means that the persons who have been engaged and then they've shared some secrets with persons are using those secrets to blackmail them so that they will not, they will, the fear, so that they will support the bill.
And
And
that's
so
a
we've
lot of
got,
psychological torture to,
yeah,
to members of
yeah,
the community.
yeah, yeah. And so
This is
people are being
so.
forced to do a lot of fasting and prayers instead of being led to engage with their whatever they are feeling, and dealing with their self and dealing with their spirituality themselves and anything, or they are being forced to do things that are against their will and then against their beliefs as well. And but because of it being used as a blackmail, they are a bit worried as to how to go about things.
Wow, Mark Darling, this is, yeah, you explaining it, makes it easier to understand than when we go reading about it. And I'm really, really very grateful uh, for you coming here to share this with our viewers and listeners. I just wanted to check what is happening now. What measures? I mean, this is a very big topic. We can't finish everything here, but what steps have been taken by LGBT organizations in the country, and human rights, mainstream human rights organizations? Do you have a national human rights commission? Are these and other civil society organizations involved in trying to push back on this pressure that is coming? And also, then, how is the international community involved? Has it been involved? Because I think I've seen statements from the World Bank, I've seen statements from the UN Human Rights Council.
Mm.
But do you mind sharing what is shareable about steps being taken to push back on
Okay.
this?
So for now, the current state of the bill is that they call for memos to be sent to memorandums to be sent to Parliament for in support of the bill or against the bill. So what we did was to um, gather enough friends and partners and allies
Mhm.
who would also support in terms of writing to support the bill to
Mhm.
support to write against the
Against the
proposed
bill.
bill. Yes,
Yes.
against the proposed bill.
Mm.
So we've done that. The date given is passed, and so now what we are waiting for is what Parliament will say regarding the bill. We actually will be surprised if anything is passed today or tomorrow, because there are some important bills that have been on the table of parliamentarians for ages.
Oh, my darling, in Uganda,
Yeah,
that's what we said at that point, that there are so
mm,
many bills. But
yeah,
homosexuality, see, right now, there is a bill that has been tabled by the opposition and
yeah.
somebody from the ruling party. This is what brings them together. This,
Hmm.
this is the one aspect that brings them together. And
Sure.
many times, because they are trying to hide everything they have done, this is what they front. And so they can easily prioritize an anti-homosexuality bill over bills to save lives in Ghana. You
No,
know.
but then after that, it also told Ghanaians that these are the interests of their parliamentarians also, that they don't care about important things that really affects them. They focus on things that actually do not bring food to the table, things that do not bring
That's true.
any change on your economic well-being or anything.
Mhm.
These are the things that they seek to focus on. I think for me, I see this as also a way to popularize or promote LGBT community in some way, because believe
Mm.
me, these discussions and other things have also made created a lot of visibility for LGBTs and LGBT communities within the country. And so for me, I would have thought that they will focus on the needful, what the needful in terms of the things that promote unity, the things that bring people together, the things that promote development, the things that promote diversity, the things that promote
Good health.
equity, equality, and everything, and then not things that divide and things that promote hate and things that put other persons on the line. You see, the bill actually proposes mega, like a smaller sentences or like a misdemeanor for anyone who abuses LGBTI person. And then
Really?
proposes, yeah, it's a misdemeanor. And so the
This is
question,
such an interesting bill.
yeah, so the question, it means that, okay, we will deal with persons, we propose that we will deal with the persons who are abusing LGBTI persons. But then misdemeanor don't mean anything. It doesn't actually mean anything. It just mean like someone beat you and they call him and say, okay,
Yeah, yeah,
don't do that again, or
yeah,
next
yeah.
time you do that, we will deal with you. But then it doesn't mean anything.
Well,
Okay,
my
the
darling,
current
before we close,
LGBTI persons are given harsher punishments. So we wait to see how things go. And for me, our prayer is that people will understand that this is not Ghanaian, and
yeah,
then this is not what the LGBTI persons in Ghana are calling
yes,
for. And
yes,
then that this is not Ghanaian LGBTIs are not looking for marriage and same-sex marriage,
yeah,
and then come out with something meaningful. For us, we think that this is not, it's useless.
yeah,
It's not, it has no space within the Ghanaian cultural values or whatever, because our constitution do not say that the country is, our rights are subject to cultural values or whatever that of individuals or anything, or religious values or anything. Our rights are subject to public decency. Yes, we're there. All those things are known already. So this bill is actually coming in as a new thing to just rewind, like reinvent the wheel, like
yeah.
waste the people's time and then make parliamentarians seem or look a bit busy when they are not
While
actually.
everything feels like corruption is taking place, people are
Yeah,
focused on
yeah,
protecting the family because they
yes,
use that language. The evangelicals use the language of protecting your family. Your
yes,
family is going to be destroyed. But before
yes.
we close, Mark Darling, again, thank you so much for coming here. Before we close, your struggle is my struggle. My struggle is your struggle. And
Mm.
our struggles are the struggles of those that are listening to us or watching us right now. Now that you are standing up against this monster of a bill,
Mm.
what would you, what kind of support would you call for from our viewers, from people from different walks of life, from human rights defenders across the world, from policymakers, from international organizations? Maybe you could make that call here on the show as we close.
Okay, so for us earlier on, we were looking at, okay, international organizations don't talk, don't speak, because we don't want to be seen as persons who are imported from the West,
As they say.
or we are Western import or Western creature or Western
Yes,
design. We want to look as indigenous as much as possible, and
as
that is what
Ghanaian
we
as possible.
for. But then where the stage at which we are in, it looks like people are poised to whatever they want to do. So we said, yes, the West can speak up against the bill. It's not going to help anyone. It's just going to divide families. It's just going to divide friends. It's just going to bring a lot of violence. It's just going to bring a lot of hate. What
And
people can do now, currently for us, we think that almost all our struggle in Ghana currently is being on health and HIV and other things. There's not been a lot of support in regarding human rights and promotion of protection and legal support, and even general support for activities or movements as we go ahead. And we think that these are the areas needed. If I must say that, it might interest you to know that with the 21 persons who were arrested in Ghana recently, LGBTI persons who were arrested recently in Ghana, when they were released, the legal fees of these persons have not been paid. It's still hanging out there on our neck. And we keep writing to donors and say, what can you do to support us to pay for this? And no one is showing any interest. But I think we need the resources. We need people to speak up, and we need...
You need the advocacy, you need the financial support. Of course, such a process requires a lot of support. You know, I think that all human rights defenders and donors know what it took for Uganda to fight that Kill the Gays bill. And I think we should apply the same pressure and support in this case. Magdalene, thank you so much. Thank you for coming and for getting away from what you were doing to just come and share with all of us what is happening in Ghana. And friends out there, you have heard this bill is a big threat to human rights in Ghana, not only the LGBTI plus people, but also the Ghanaian society as a whole. It is a bill that is going to divide families, not put them together, not keep them together. It is a bill that is going to turn Ghanaians against each other. And their battles, their struggles are our struggles. Magdalene calls all of us to rise up and join the struggle to push back this bill. Now, if any of you out there would like to get in touch with Magdalene, please reach out to me and I will give you the contacts to which you can get to Magdalene Kobina and other activists in Ghana, and see how you can be of support to them. A call to donors, international donors, to help with the situation. You have had Magdalene talks about legal fees for the 21 activists that were recently released on bail. Legal fees are hanging over their heads. And I am sure there are so many other issues that we have not been able and may not be able to discuss on such a platform. But please reach out to the Ghanaian community and stand with them, because what is happening in Ghana has a ripple effect in the region. Very soon we could hear another country coming up with exactly what is in Ghana. Magdalene, thank you so much. Everybody out there, this is the Victor Mukasa Show with Victor Mukasa. Okay, we'll start now.